LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I
filed my return,
but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
what do I do?
My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Hey, it's Sterling K. Brown from the Hulu original series Paradise. The next chapter begins as Xavier's search for his wife takes him above ground, and what he finds will change everything. It was never just about the bunker. Tune in and discover the truth lies outside. Paradise, the official podcast, is now streaming, and stream Paradise on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Raise the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an Enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. Start converting your B2B audience today. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started today at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to the Bare Naked ABCs, where we are turning the page to Stephen Page solo works. And tonight we continue on our journey of A Singer Must Die to discuss. Okay, my notes. I think I messed up on my notes. Aaron, what's the name of the song we're covering this week?
A Singer Must Die.
No, that's the album.
Yeah.
And the titular song.
A Singer Must Die is on first.
Oh,
A Singer Must Die says what?
A Singer Must Die?
A singer.
A sphincter says what?
usually it's rather noisy, but there's not a lot of words that are coming out of it.
Whoa.
Unlike this song.
Yeah,
That's a special occasion.
They can be convinced to express themselves, though.
I've been witness to it.
Well, I mean, sometimes the people have to express it for them.
Yeah.
Especially with animals.
No lactose for you.
But tonight we're not talking about that. We're talking about what happens when people die, which is they express themselves. So instead we're talking about A Singer Must Die, which is, as you had said, the titular song off this album. And if you haven't heard this version of the song before, here is a quick snippet.
Now the courtroom is quiet, but who will confess? Is it true you betrayed us? The answer is yes. Then read me the list of the crimes that are mine. I will ask for the mercy that you love to decline. And all the ladies go moist, and the judge has no choice. The singer must die for the lie in his voice.
And we should probably also review the original copy of this as well, the original song, which is right here.
Now the courtroom is quiet, but who will confess? Is it true you betrayed us? The answer is yes. Then read me the list of the crimes that are mine. I will ask for the mercy that you love to decline. And all the ladies go moist, and the judge has no choice. A singer must die for the lie in his voice.
As most people probably know, the original was written and performed by Leonard Cohen. There have been a couple of covers, but for the most part, Leonard Cohen is the known version of this.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And he's on tonight.
Welcome. Wait. Oh no, never mind. Welcome via Ouija board. He says,
Not using the Ouija board.
Wait, I'm not repeating that. Never mind.
Oh.
I don't know how much you guys know Leonard Cohen. Of him, I should say.
I never met him personally, sadly, but yeah, big fan of his work.
Are you?
Oh yeah, is that a surprise?
I mean, given the subject, no.
I would love to hear you perform this, and not just sing it, like perform it.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, it's definitely up my alley, and the original song, his voice is very similar to mine as far as where our comfortable range sits.
I thought he sounded a bit Vincent Tracy. It was pretty cool. Not full on, but ish. No,
but his singing style is more like early Bob Dylan, even though like you were saying, he's definitely a baritone, but he's more folksy, and much more spoken word more than singing.
Yeah, more jazz speak sing.
Yeah.
Different,
which
phrasing.
I know is Stephen loves that, obviously. I mean, Maroon being a great example of that as well. But it's not my type of music.
It reminds me, this version, I should say, specifically, kind of sort of reminds me of the song Helpless by Oingo Boingo.
I haven't heard that song.
Oh yeah? I'll have to play it for you sometime. Oh wow, the host has left.
How about now, since we've been abandoned?
I was going to say, he's going to blame this on us. Blame it on me. But yeah,
rain.
We clearly have internets. Hey, he's back. Reminds me of a song by Oingo Boingo called Helpless, which is also in an odd time signature. And it's kind of cabaret-ish, I guess, which is definitely like a vibe that I get from this entire album / live performance.
I could see that. Well, do you want to talk about Leonard Cohen? I could sit here and I've gathered some notes about him in case people don't know who he is. And
I had heard Aaron, but he bit his tongue really hard earlier, and he's still recovering, and so maybe speaking a lot isn't.
Yeah, I'll say a little bit about Leonard Cohen.
I'll do the breakdown.
Yeah.
I'm a genius.
For those who can't see, Aaron has a big bandage on his tongue now.
It's covered in
on
big
my
face
tongue.
bandage.
Yeah, I'm sure. No, it's like one of those old timey, like the little wrap around the jaw. Yeah.
Speaking of Scrooge,
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. No, Leonard Cohen, to me, I think probably "Hallelujah" is his most famous song. And like Bob Dylan, you made a Bob Dylan reference earlier. I mean, you do have two Jewish folk singer-songwriters who are also regarded as poets. There's a lot of similarity between them, I think. But I think Cohen is a bit more...
He's Jewish.
Yeah, who would have thought? Cohen's probably a bit more cerebral, maybe. I don't know. That's maybe controversial. I love Dylan, so don't get me wrong. Love Bob Dylan, but I don't know. I've always really liked Cohen. Like Bob Dylan, a lot of Cohen's songs achieved greater fame as covers. Like when you think of like all along the Watchtower, a lot of people think of Jimi Hendrix's version, which is amazing, but of course it's a Bob Dylan song. Similarly, Hallelujah, most people probably know the Jeff Buckley cover, which is a wonderful cover. But I really like the OG too, with the really deep vocals. And perhaps it's because maybe like Johnny Cash and Nick Cave, there are only a few really, really popular vocalists who I might have a chance of running into in a karaoke book at some kind of karaoke bar. And I'm always excited when they have Leonard Cohen or they have Nick Cave or I can do one of these. So yeah, that's kind of nice. But no, I just you know, as I became more and more aware, Leonard Cohen was one of those songwriters that it slowly kind of revealed itself to me because I would hear these covers and be like, oh man, that's really cool. And I would start to kind of identify elements of his music that would be kind of through lines. So it got to be where I could start to, before I even knew it, if I heard a song, like this is probably a Leonard Cohen cover, you can kind of like start to pick up on certain
Cohenisms.
Yeah, Cohenism. Well said.
Like darkness and sarcasm.
Yeah, all those things that we love in Stephen Page. So I'm sure Stephen's a big fan as well, which explains a lot.
Well, if I remember correctly, didn't he sing Hallelujah at Cohen's funeral?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Which is like a huge honor.
Oh, yeah.
It is. It is.
Obviously nailed it. I don't know.
I'd like to hear that.
I don't know how he could compose himself.
Yeah,
honestly.
that's tough. That's tough.
And we will be covering that. We will be because that was done.
On the nose, yeah.
Nice. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to that.
And I mean, I will say Stephen Page's version of it is my favorite version of it.
Wow.
Mine too. Very much so.
Because Stephen Page can take these Cohen songs. I would love to hear Stephen Page cover like
You can do
every single
Stephen
Cohen
Page
song.
does Cohen. Coinciding.
Nice. Well, it's not a coincidence that we're discussing this song tonight.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Cohen's of Cohen's voice, or it's not so much his voice, it's his style of singing. I'm not a fan of the spoken word type thing. But at the same time, his lyrics, his songwriting, like what he does with the music is phenomenal. Cohen originally started out as a poet, and that was like his main thing was being a poet and a novelist. And then he, after a while, after his first couple of books of poetry and such, people were like, you should, put some music to that. And he gave it a try and liked it and broke into music. Very, very famous singer-songwriter, as you were saying. He's won or was nominated for over 47 awards, including he has the Order of Canada, which is the highest honor a civilian can get, as well as the Order of Quebec, highest order that someone can get from Quebec as well. He's a Montreal original, and he has won Grammys, Junos. He's been indicted into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame, the Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Ohio. He has 15 albums, up to including the year that he died, as well as one that was released 3 years later after he died. In the early 60s and 70s, he would release a new album every 2 to 3 years. And then in the 90s, in the aughts, he kind of backed down and did only, one every 8 or 10 years. But then in the last 4 years of his life, he was releasing them every other year again.
Which is pretty much constant work from what I understand.
Yeah.
You get a lot of time off, because it probably takes 2 years to start to finish for an album.
If it's a good one.
If it's a good one. If you're like,
Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah,
please know you're listening.
Well, that seems targeted, but my microphone's right here.
So yeah, in general, I mean, I could go on and on about him. He has a ton of albums and music that's out there. As you had mentioned, Suzanne and Hallelujah are the two biggest of his that
no Suzanne
started. But they've, as normal, it was bigger covered by somebody else. So that brings us to this song. Interesting that he chose this song, though, because it was not a single off this album. It wasn't one that he was like everyone was like, "Oh, that's the song." You know, when you go to a Leonard Cohen song, you got to go to that one.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess he liked it so much he named the whole album after it. So that's something.
And I gotta say, like, when you look at the theme of the song, I very much understand why.
Yeah, we'll get into that for sure when we start discussing the lyrics. I think.
But Aaron, would you like to break down this song a little bit for us?
Well, actually, Betsy has very kindly agreed to break it down in my stead.
I'll do it. I'll do it. Try to do it Aaron style.
Take it away.
Like word for word.
I mean, if you like, or if you want to summarize.
I gotta practice that word. Okay, I'm Aaron, and I'm gonna give you the breakdown. A singer must die. I'm inclined to say this is a Phrygian at times sounds very comfortable, like it's in A minor, but then you get that B flat. It's borrowed, certainly not an F major. I feel like I'm an AI reading something. Maybe it's just an A minor with borrowed chords. Maybe I'm overcomplicating things. I would very much love to hear what Heidi has to say about this one. Heidi?
Throw it to you, Heidi.
Regardless, whether you think it's a Phrygian or A minor or whatever, it's the same key or mode in the Art of Time version. This tempo varies throughout the song. It ebbs and flows. The original gets up to a high 120s or around 130 beats per minute at times. See, I knew what BPM.
Yeah, I know you
Very
did.
good. To cover is perhaps a little slower on average, maybe topping out closer to 120 beats per minute than to 130. Now, I won't say I can't imagine anyone else singing Leonard Cohen. Nick Cave, for instance. Not Nick Cage.
Yes, not to be confused with Nick Cage.
Not to be confused with Nick Cage.
Nick Cage, we know you listen. Come on, Michelle.
For instance, has covered Cohen several times, quite successfully, I should say. Or even that if someone else does, it's a losing scenario to put oneself up against his deep, rich baritone. Although Jeff Goldblum, maybe.
Yeah.
We know Jeff Buckley's cover of Hallelujah is wonderful, and it's in quite a higher register. I have to burp.
You burped that burp. Nice one.
However, edit that out. However, Leonard Cohen is a pretty singular guy and had a very particular aesthetic. So much so that although I can't recall what song or what artist, but I'm almost certain that I once heard a Leonard Cohen song for the first time as a cover.
As a cover. That was on me.
As a cover. And my mind started screaming, this must be a Leonard Cohen song. All this to say, Cohen's work was quite strongly bears his watermark, as it were. We discussed audio watermarks in a previous episode where it would say the name of the stock footage website prominently in the middle of the sound or song.
Shutterstock.com.
It's almost that stark, if you ask me. Having said all that, you scroll down.
This is the end of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Having said all that, I'm a huge fan of covers that changes the feel or style or aesthetic of a song. I like the straight up waltz feel here. The strings really stand out as a lovely embellishment. The somewhat discordant sections and intervals give it a sinister feel. It reminds me somewhat of Ravel's La Valse or something else that I can't quite put my finger on. Either way, it's a beautiful arrangement of a beautiful song by one of my favorite songwriters. And favorite is spelled with a U.
The proper way. Thank you very much.
Because I'm Aaron and I'm half Canadian.
And my tongue thanks you for bearing the burden of that.
Stop biting your tongue. Ouch.
Really, we'll allow you to talk anytime. You don't have to bite your tongue.
Like, I've never known anybody to bite their tongue in their sleep. Like, how does that even happen?
I think it was as I was drifting off because I sometimes get that little.
You're like I was going after a T-bone in my steak.
I get the.
Oh yes, you. Yeah.
Electrocute. Yeah, you feel like you're being
body goes
electrocuted.
like that.
Hypnagogic jerk, I believe it's called, but that sounds like something else. Anyway, yeah, not a lot of fun.
You hypnagogic jerk.
Well, thanks, Aaron. Betsy, what did you think about this song?
Well, I feel like I've already said my piece. So I think Steven's version was it's my favorite because he gets like that operatic, dramatic style to it. And it's very, like you said, rich. Like he really like makes it a meal. He like really fills it out. And he doesn't do like the kind of start and stopping that Cohen does. He keeps it all pretty smooth, but also kind of, embellishes here and embellishes there and pushes and pulls where it's appropriate. So music, stylistically, musically, the accompaniment, I think really feeds into, the whole plot of the song and the whole message of the song. So
I think
he does a beautiful job.
Yeah, I like the style. I like having the strings in the music along with it. I know that the original is sparse, and that's kind of intentional. But at the same time, I like that more on this song. For me, it's a little bit of a slower song than I normally would listen to or like, and but as always, I love Steven's voice, and he does an amazing job with it.
Would you like a dance remix? I think it's appropriate to be slower with certain material.
Yeah.
No, I think it fits the song as just. Yeah, it just doesn't grab me and make me want to re-listen to it, I think is the thing.
I've been listening to it back to back to back to back. I really enjoyed it. So doesn't bother me.
I mean, I like it. I just don't love it. And yeah, I wish they had done something different with it in terms of making it more energetic. Not necessarily just bumping it up, but I don't know. Like, did you say that? Is it just 4/4 time signature?
It's 3/4. It's a waltz.
3/4. So, like, I don't mind keeping that, but I mean, I want something a little bit more to it.
So,
but I don't know what to
say. Okay, so imagine that you are coordinating a funeral for someone who you care about quite deeply, and somebody's like, "Hey,
I'm sorry,
know
Aaron.
that somber dirge you're playing? Can we get some with a little more energy?" That's I mean, this is a good way to transition into, I think, the lyrical content and the meaning.
Well, I was going to say, what do you guys think this is about?
It's about death of the author, is what it's about.
I was thinking,
okay, explain.
Yeah, same principle.
Trying to remember the name of the. Wow, now I'm just going completely blank. That's wonderful.
Death of a Salesman.
No,
I know, like
Death of the Author. Oh, it's Barth's, Roland Barthes. So, Death of the Author was an essay where the idea was expressed that art exists outside of the author or artist, and it's sort of the audience or the viewer is the one who actually ascribed meaning to it. So. It sort of reminds me of like, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, does still make a sound. If Starry Night is hanging somewhere in a gallery, but there's no one around to appreciate it or analyze it, is it still art? Right. So it certainly aligns with my own beliefs about art, meaning in life. It's, dare I say it, approaches absurdism. It's very existential, existence precedes essence. And I think, there's a certain irony. I do think that Leonard Cohen might be smirking a little if he were around to listen to us discussing this cover of his song and comparing it to the original and all of that. because the whole point of the song. I mean, I think there's more to it than just gesturing at death of the author, but I think he's echoing that sentiment for sure of like, I can write a song, put it out into the world. I have a particular meaning that I have in mind when I write it and when I perform it, but someone else could hear it and it could mean something completely different to them. And that's not to say that they're necessarily wrong or that you're necessarily wrong, but the interesting thing is, that's the thing is like, I think that, if, there are people who would just defer to the creator and say, well, no, this is what they meant by that. And it's like, okay, well, that might be what they meant by that. But does that mean that's what it means? Does that mean that's the only thing that it can mean? If I put a certain amount of words in a certain order, is there only one meaning, or can we potentially interpret that different ways? So, yeah, I think, the lyrical content is quite nuanced. It's quite layered. There's a lot of double entendres, right? The ladies go moist. Are they crying or are they excited? My personal favorite lyric of the song is, your vision is right, my vision is wrong. I'm sorry for smudging the air with my song, which, when I wasn't aware of the practice of smudging until about maybe like 11, 12 years ago. So when I first heard the song, I thought he was just using it as like a colorful metaphor, like smearing or smudging the air, dirtying it with this song from the perspective of the ones he addresses. But of course, that's a really wonderful pun with, he is clearing the air with a confession or pointing to some kind of truth. Beautiful stuff.
So I'm going to Betsy, before I do that, Betsy,
Hi.
What do you think the song is about?
Yeah, I thought it was about like censorship and not being allowed to express yourself freely or being misinterpreted or misheard when you're revealing something that's intensely personal. And, perception is reality. So if some people perceive something and are offended, well, I think that requires a little further introspection on their end. If that wasn't, the intent of the author, then try to think about it from a different perspective, kind of thing. But like, nobody should be like crucified or like, as we just went to Salem, and it's like, different beliefs shouldn't like, end your life.
Yeah.
God forbid we should have a differing opinion. And I am not a lyricist or anything, but I can imagine like each song is like a child, and it's intensely personal, and there's a lot of work and crafting and revisions that go into it. So I would be incredibly offended if someone said, just hold you on trial for something that they misinterpreted, which is actually very beautiful. And the fact that they're narrow-minded and they can't see it is extremely frustrating and extremely not the direction we should be going.
Well, I'd agree with that, but I would also add that I think to a certain extent it's about making your peace with the knowledge that once you put something out there, you can no longer control how it's being interpreted. You know what I mean? You can always say like, hey, this is what I was meaning when I wrote it, but it can come to mean something completely different that you didn't plan on. And that can still be extremely valid. It can be picked up by a new generation who interprets it completely differently. I think there's good and bad in that, right? Or there's a potential for either or both. But I think to your point, most of the time it's not good or bad. It's just different. And it's important to understand the other person's perspective.
I normally would agree with you.
Oh, normally.
I don't think that's what Leonard Cohen was saying, though.
I guess that was going more into the death of the author thing. I mean, I certainly think that there's a bit of that. I think he definitely...
I can give you a quote of what he said.
Oh, sure. Please do.
So whenever he played this in concert, he had a relatively close quote that he would stick to every time that he would announce before the song. This one is from 1974 in Frankfurt. But it was pretty close to this up until the late 2000, like 2011-ish, when he started being like, I used to have some pretty damning thoughts on people who didn't agree with me on what my songs were about. I'm not quite as I used to be.
Oh, for sure. This is the "Fuck You" Critics song. Yeah.
Oh, this is very definitively a Canadian "fuck you" to the critics.
I would say it's not as blatant as something like "Song for Phil Doust" by Tim Minchin, but it's it's in the same genre. But no,
to go along with your bitten tongue, it is very tongue in cheek.
Should it be retitled "Douche Canoe"?
So his statement was, "This song is for my critics and for my judges and for those who give marks to us everywhere, who evaluate our performances, whether it is in the courtroom or the cloakroom or the bedroom. This is for the judges."
Yeah, well, they mentioned
it totally fits.
The courtroom is quiet. Who will confess? Is the truth betrayed us? The answer is yes. Yeah. Which I
keepers of truth, you guardians of beauty. Your vision is right. My vision is wrong.
You guys on a pedestal, and your ivory towers. Yeah.
I mean, he is. I mean, if an album could drip with sarcasm, then this definitely would.
I think, judging from like what stuff Steven said, like from On the Live from Homes and things like that, I think he used to also take criticism a little harshly previously versus kind of present day, or like within the last decade even. He's kind of lightened up a little.
Well, and it's important to realize when this album was performed / released was just as he was. This was just prior to him being ousted from B&L, and we see a number of other songs that are also very much like "fuck you" critics. in the years before this, when he wasn't singing the children's albums. So I have a feeling that he picked this song because of that topic.
Oh yeah, almost assuredly. No, I think that he was probably
the ladies go moist.
Yeah.
Ladies. Go naked ladies.
But yeah, I think there was probably a certain amount of feeling judged. Yeah, feeling for sure. I mean, I do think it's interesting, if I understand the time right, is that he recorded this well before actually officially leaving. But this was the first album that he put out, or was it? No, I guess we already did. Where is this compared to Vanity Project as far as the timeline?
This one was recorded in 2009. So Steven literally got off the boat
in tandem.
Yeah, he got off the boat and literally went to Canada and did this concert.
Nice.
Like within days. Okay. And then it was within a couple of days after that he was removed from the band.
Oh, the ships and dips?
Yes.
Wow.
So it was a pretty quick succession this happened.
Well, that's a pretty clear statement.
No time to waste.
Yeah.
In other news, fuck you.
So I would say
they had to have been planning, because it was arranged. It had to have been planned prior to him being ousted. But at the same time, we know that he was not a fan of critics at that point in his life.
Yeah, I think he takes things with a grain of salt more now.
Yeah, I think he was probably planning his departure before that, or certainly having thoughts about it. We've discussed this
Exit
before
strategies.
in lyrics and such.
Branched out.
Yeah. So this might have been like a palate cleanser for him to be like, these are a bunch of songs that inspire me or that I'm drawing inspiration from right now. Let me put my spin on them, my take on them, and I can kind of pivot to doing more of my own solo stuff.
Yeah, and then the power that is in that, I can't not think that there was some animosity that he was exposing through this song, because it is very powerful and emotional as he's singing this.
Yeah, he fills it out well. Like I said, he's very passionate. You can tell there's something behind the lyrics.
But he does come back, like, I want to say 5 years later after Cohen dies, and Art of Time Ensemble does another performance in memory of Leonard Cohen with a number of artists. And Stephen Page was asked to come back. And this one and Alleluia are the ones that he performs Alleluia with another person as well. So yeah, I think this is also an important song to him. He, that spoke a lot to him.
Makes sense.
For shizzle.
It has been covered by 5 other artists. I did listen to them this week. I will say, so it's been covered by Patricia O'Callaghan.
Now the courtroom is quiet, but who will confess? Is it true you betrayed us? The answer is yes. Then read me the list of the crimes that are mine. I will ask for the mercy that you love to decline. And all the ladies go moist, and the judge has no choice. A singer must die for the lie in her voice. And I thank you.
By Car Seat Headrest. By
nice. Love Car Seat Headrest.
Then read me the list of the crimes that are mine. I will ask for the mercy that you love to decline. And all the ladies grow moist, and the judge has no choice. A singer must die for the lie in his voice.
Are they like a Crash Test Dummies tribute band?
No, it's really one person, kind of like early Mountain Goats, but they're very I want to say emo, but they are very emotional and very confessional and very they're kind of like Darkwave, but a little more upbeat. It's hard to describe. They're very unique. Big fan though. Love Car Seat Headrest.
And then Fatima Mansions, the Fatima Mansions.
And I thank you for doing your duty. You keepers of truth, you guardians of beauty. Your vision is right, my vision is wrong. I'm sorry for smudging the air with my song.
But he does it very much like Leonard Cohen does, where it's very spoken word, and he's also baritone, so that kind of goes in there as well. And then finally, Jennifer Warnes.
True, you betrayed us. The answer is yes. Then read me the list of the crimes that are mine. I will ask for the mercy that you love to decline. And all the ladies go moist, and the judge has no choice. A singer must die for the lie in his voice.
I will say out of that group, my favorite was Patricia O'Callaghan, but it was very similar to this, and also is very faithful to the original. In that, but she sings very similar to Steven, but it was very emotional, so I like that one a little bit more. But not as much as Steven's. I really did like cover. Steven's out of all of them. So we should probably put some numbers to this. Aaron,
well, what are we rating this? How many knees and balls?
2 suggestions.
Okay, please.
You can do moist balls.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
or
Moist
air smudges.
Ooh, I like the air smudges.
It's a little classier.
I do like the air smudges.
It's just really.
And by the way, I do want to point out that one of the things that people kept saying about Leonard Cohen is that James Joyce has been born again and is now living as Leonard Cohen in Canada. So the moistness, the moist line, I'm like, okay, yeah, that is definitely Leonard Cohen saying what you think he's saying.
Well, you don't want it dry.
We're talking about turkey, I see.
Chafing. Yeah.
Talking turkey.
But I like the air smudging. We'll go with the air smudging for our ranking. 0 to 10 air smudging.
I mean, this was a difficult one to rate. If we say, an 8.0 and above is on the best of playlist, does this deserve to go on here? I certainly love the original, and I really like this arrangement. Perhaps I love it as well. I can't just go with that simple single benchmark that we discussed earlier, which is like, would I seek this out to listen to this frequently? I think another benchmark is something along the lines of, were I present at this live show, which, by the way, I have to keep reminding myself this was a live performance. It's really, really well recorded and mixed. How delighted would I have been, when they busted out this one? And I think pretty fucking delighted is the answer, I dare say. Like, if I had no idea what they were going to play and I went to see Stephen Page and suddenly he's singing a Leonard Cohen song, I would have been really, really pleased and found it very, very nice. So I'm going to say 8 air smudges out of 10.
Okay. What about you, Betsy?
Mine is a moist 10.
Wow, a moist 10. That's even better than a regular 10. It's a 10 plus.
Treated with exceedingly vibrant storytelling and picture painting by Leonard Cohen. I almost said Lord Cohen. And then Steven's vocals, which are just like a slice of beauty. I don't know. That doesn't even make sense, but I love it. And I've been listening to it all day, and it's going to replay in my head for at least a couple of weeks. I love it. 10, 10, 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
All right.
Can't get
You're
that
going to
enough.
hate me then, because I am definitely the hater this week.
Oh, no, Tracy.
Glug, glug.
What's the trouble with Tracy?
Haterade.
I don't hate this song. I think it's fine. I think it's
Who are you telling? Are you telling yourself?
Yeah, kind of in a way. I like the sentiment and the words in the original song. It just doesn't speak to me a lot in terms of like how the song comes across, and I wish they'd done something different with it, but I can't put my finger on what.
More beeps and boops.
No, I love orchestra. I love an orchestra.
Needs more beeps and boops.
Kevin, add beeps and boops.
But yeah, I just don't. It doesn't sing to me. I mean, I don't think the singer must die, but I also wouldn't take a taxi ride to come to this concert knowing that they were going to play this. So I give it a 6.
Wow.
Which, if you adjust that back to what the original scoring was, that's a 3. It's still better than average, but it's just not anywhere near my playlist. And if they played this, if I went to this in a concert and they played it, I would be like, I'd sit there, I'd enjoy it, but I'd be like, okay.
Oh, I'd have been quite pleased.
I'd rip my clothes off
Wow.
in communion.
Been quite moist.
Stop.
I would not have been moist on the taxi ride home.
Because your heart's exploding. No, I really love it.
I would not have been moist on the taxi ride home.
Moist balls.
So next week we will.
And that's the next week's song. Is it taxi
ride?
Taxi.
Not big yellow taxi.
I see what you did here.
Taxi
No,
ride.
okay.
The theme song from Taxi.
I want to know how they're going to put words into that.
An Uber ride.
Oh wow, that would be the remake. That would be the remake.
Taxi.
Taxi. We made you out of
Nice.
I get like 5 hours of sleep at night. You get what you get.
You get what you get.
And you don't get upset. 6, 7.
No, I gave it a 6, not a 6.
Even I'm wrong. Well, change it. I'm upset.
You're allowed to love this one.
Oh, dear.
How dare you be the judge?
I kind of
that's right.
created
You
this program.
sit there in your
Judge
channel.
Reinhold.
Judge Judy over here.
Judy.
No, I mean that's interesting because I guess that puts our average at 8. So
Out of the 3 of us, now there's going to be more reasonable people that come along and
true. That's why I'm very, very eager to hear what Heidi and Allie would have to say, for instance, about this.
Well, we'll find out later how.
I would think they'd give it.
I would think so. I think it could only go higher.
I didn't say it was done badly. I was just saying I didn't like it.
We're just giving you shit.
Okay. It's hard for me not to take it personally when it's such a good song.
There will be songs in the near future that I know are 10s. That then I know you're gonna like. You will probably not give it a 10, and I will be like, I have to strongly disagree. So I understand the sentiment. We
can no longer continue this friendship.
We have not gotten to that album, which is almost entirely a 10 for me. So
wow,
which one's that?
I guess you'll have to find out.
Oh,
I'm not a patient person. Just
well, thank you very much for joining me.
Of course,
always a pleasure. Nice to talk to you.
Yes.
Ailment.
That's all.